Santa Clara's Jalen Williams is this year's mid-major riser, and for good reason. Though he's an upperclassman, at 6'6" with a 7'2" wingspan, Williams is one of the class's best passers, a pick-and-roll maestro, and has about as well-rounded a game as anyone. While he's no longer a true sleeper, I can still see him surprising people with how high he goes on draft night. Over the course of the year, Jalen Williams proved himself to be on the short list of best playmakers and passers in this class. He's a natural passing talent who routinely made good decisions, showed he could distribute in a variety of situations with either hand, and had an element of flashiness that many of the best always have. He often showed off with no looks, threading the needle in tight spaces and relishing in the moment of dropping a dime. It's pretty clear that he takes pride in making plays for others, whether that be in transition, in the half court, or especially in the pick and roll, which we'll get to soon.
12 minutes into this game. Oh,
still running out of time. Justice, great cut.
Jalen Williams, left side dribbling, great pass inside.
On the all-time Santa Clara scoring list.
Nice pass inside to Betty.
76-57.
Jalen Williams, nice pass under.
Williams, nice pass underneath to Breakage.
Has the same kind of efficiency that number 24 in white does.
Well, they fumbled it and lost it. Wave 6 turnover. Here's Jalen Williams, nice pass to Jordan Williams.
Pressure here as it's lobbed into the front court. Williams to Keyshawn Justice, reverse layup. He willed himself closer to the rim, and there's a turnover and a...
Archelanis misses the three. He had one to open the game.
Rebound right there. Jaden Bediako playing strong. Long pass and laid up
to Brown. On the break, Justice to
gives them the opportunity to slow down the tempo. They couldn't do it there. They caught it right on the rebound.
Jalen Williams had a rough night. Justice, baseline drive.
His way to the basket for the lay-in. 23-20.
Look at that nice hustle, though. Nice hustle.
4 on the shot clock.
There are a couple others who project to be really good in the pick and roll and maybe have a higher ceiling here, but I can't say there was anyone who performed better both as a passer and a scorer than Williams did this season. Starting with that passing, his command for reads, the subtly excellent pace, one-handed looks and manipulation all made him a terrific threat and had Santa Clara's offense rolling. He assisted on 169 total points in the pick and roll, with his teammates shooting nearly 59% on those looks, which tells you quite a bit about the quality of those shots he was getting his team.
Inside pass, Williams for Tim.
The ball is in his hands for like less than, 0.5 seconds. Crazy.
Instrumental here tonight against St. Mary's as Santa Clara looks for their first win against Cisco.
Wow, that's a huge game. We'll keep you posted on that one. This is a very big...
On the man-to-man, Parrish on Jalen Williams. There's a lob inside by the Broncos. Jalen Williams outside the three-point line. Kicks to Stewart, left wing three on the way. Got it, 2.
Williams just hit a 3, kicks it back. Tom.
Williams defended out top by Cambridge. Jalen going to go down the lane. Leaves it off for Parker for the logo at midcourt. Sets the screen on Beasley, whipped backdoor. What a
All-NBA player, Bob Ferry.
Williams, good drive. That's
forward from Missouri as Jalen Williams, double clutch, drops it off underneath to...
And then as a scorer, he showed he could do a little bit of everything from snaking and hitting pull-ups in the mid-range, being extremely efficient with his floater both off 1 and 2, getting all the way to the bucket and also punishing some unders in the process. 197 of his 594 total points came from the pick and roll, and again, though he might not have the perfect elements to be that primary guy, he's very well suited to take on some immediate secondary responsibilities and shine.
Jalen Williams.
Or any player that's ever been in this program.
Well, look, in West Coast Conference play, Nembhard was 6.9 assists.
Has 4. Came in averaging a conference high 18.8. There's a floater.
Williams with the catch. Williams is going to go into the lane. The floater heaves it up. The celebration.
Drive and then throwback threes. Jalen Williams. Sherfield had side. Santa Clara, another rebound. Jalen Williams.
But you hate to see Jalen Williams, if you not make a big shot. Look at this, take it in, score it. How do you like it?
Now he's not the quickest, but he managed to consistently create good looks for himself from multiple areas on the court outside of the pick and roll. He has a nice handle and love using those quick left to right crossovers to get an advantage. Also used a lot of change of pace, some hezzies, and a solid amount of counters. He's crafty and uses his body well, whether that be in the mid-range or finishing at the bucket, using some same hand, same foot scoops to keep that shot blocker somewhat at bay. We'll talk about some of the potential spots he could improve here, but it's hard not to be a fan of his skill level and effectiveness as a creator.
Tech. Those teams can do it.
Step back.
But it's just the pace that Andrew does it at. He's so calm.
You want to get this thing above 10 to keep the space away from a run. That's Williams. And we're going to make it. Something like that, you got to refit. There you go.
From nowhere, they gave him that fast break opportunity and knocked it down.
Roberts has 4. That's
Williams thought about the pull-up transition 3. Instead goes right by.
Business tonight. Now Williams with a jump shot. If you break the trap, make that pass. If it's successful, you'll get a good shot. There's Williams.
Don't get called for a foul. Jalen Williams
Leads by 11. Williams got to the baseline.
Brown dribble handoff to Jalen. Jalen to the free throw line, accelerating to the basket.
Here, and the momentum will be there as going to the break. And this equals the biggest lead for either side.
But it's just a 1-point Bronco lead.
Williams, who has it. We'll see how BYU plays this. Williams is going to try to take
game. Are we headed down that road again tonight? Williams with the take.
He's a sneaky solid to good vertical athlete. He caught me and I'm sure his defenders off guard at times with some of these posters and lobs that he had. I don't think he's really standing out with NBA athletes, but there's some bounds there that might surprise you.
About how Kobe was such an inspiration to all of them.
And here goes Jalen Williams to make a play.
Here's Pipes 2-on-1. There's the lob and a dunk for Jalen Williams. Oh,
Talented team.
Frankage, backdoor Williams.
And then he was ridiculously hot from 3 this year, shooting about 40% on 3 attempts. He shot nearly 50% on catch and shoot shots, and he's mechanically sound. There was lower volume, and I currently trust the spot ups more than off the dribble, but it looks like he made significant progress that he'll hopefully keep building on and do at a higher volume in the NBA.
Right there next to you. Your guy is just...
Now to the improvement areas. While he has great pace and used his body extremely well to get to his spots on the floor, he's not the quickest and it makes some things tougher for him. He picked up a few offensive fouls and had to stop short of his initial driving lane a little more than you'd like, and I think this could be the difference in the level that he reaches as an overall offensive player. His level of craftiness and short space work make me confident in him being effective in at least some fashion, and you could point to several guys who excel in similar ways as him, but it could be tougher to operate in the NBA, especially early on.
Williams, tough shot.
Good guy for defending. I love that stat.
Just a sophomore as well.
Jalen Williams trying to run right past the pulls up from 2. A little over 2 minutes to go here. 11 3-pointers made on 14.
Getting into his defense, I think he was solid to good depending on the matchup. He's not a quick enough lateral mover to think it'll be a key element of his game, but he has elite measurables. His length really bothered people at times, and he has enough feel that I'd be surprised if he was below average. He took on the challenge of guarding the best guard on a lot of occasions, which you love to see, but when he'd go up against the Mike Miles, Jamori Bouyes, his lack of great foot speed was definitely highlighted, and I think he's more of a wing or 2-3 defender because of it. His effort was mostly there. The way he fought through screens against St. Mary's told me all I really needed to know on that front. And though I think he might have certain limitations and can still get better, be a little more active, he's definitely much closer to being good than he is a liability.
Only 13 turnovers, he has 17 steals.
Yeah.
In league.
Marcelo finds an open shooter.
His first 3 of the game, but the 10th for the Broncos and inside.
The timer. Crossover dribble, behind the back dribble, trying to get to the basket, and he forces up a shot.
Lead. Getting a little closer. Kuzi missed it.
Nice battle. Jalen Williams against Ayton. Good block.
Draws the bigger defender out.
Right now. Unfortunate.
Good job by that number as well. St. Mary's in the top 25 for the first time since 2019.
It's like you, Rich. You got a good defense. I don't know if that's true, Coach. Key jab. Got hit. Lost it.
My coach, the architect of the Lakers, said the game is a game of runs, and you want to win 4.
There's a breakage on the bench right now with his 2 fouls. Tom Watson in the game for good.
Nice pass, big fella. Whoa!
Fires into the corner to Butler. Jordan Williams giving him a lot of space. Leuston, an entry pass for Belt. Intercepted.
So it could be a terrific game, contrasting styles. 2 very talented teams. This is taking hard.
I think it's fair to at least address how much of his three-point shooting is real. I'm buying the improvement, especially with his mechanics and consistency, but the prior 2 years he was a 32% guy on the same volume. You could say it's somewhat nitpicking, but I'm curious to see how he adjusts to the league and the level shooter he becomes, primarily off the dribble.
Well, you got to say he's made a difference when he's in there.
Here's Williams.
That's all.
It can be painful.
I mean, you played good defense for like the entire possession.
Bronco lead is 6. Jalen Williams spinning to the basket, high off Brown, back to Jalen Williams. Jalen to the right elbow, accelerates down the lane, pick up that pivot. That's what the guys do.
Here's Williams, and there's a rejection.
Offensive end, and then take advantage of this matchup right here.
They beat Hawaii. You had a huge win Thursday night against UC.
We had 16 points in just 21 minutes.
Jalen Williams is one of those players who, once you saw a good number of games from them, it was abundantly clear he was a first-round pick and someone who, given the well-rounded nature of his game and creation abilities, has a fairly high ceiling in that starter to high-level starter range. I think he could land anywhere from the mid-teens into the late first round on draft night, though I'd probably consider him on the higher end of that, and I'd like to see him in spots like Cleveland, Denver, and Philly. Comparison-wise, he reminds me a little of the best versions of Shake Milton and some Ayo Dosunmu, and while you can't reasonably compare him to Cade Cunningham going into the league, there are some real similarities in their game.
Ball deflected, Shake Milton with the defense, goes inside and throws it. Milton down. Hero holding a different position. Nice pass, 3-point shooter, back 37%. Shake Milton, nice little move. Asleep for like 30 hours.
Played like the top 25 college teams, and they blitzed.
Bradley rolls, kick to Ayo on the drive, back to Bradley. His head up, finds the Sumo to ball. Took the words right out of my mouth, almost had another.
Jalen Williams is easily one of my favorite players to watch in this draft, and it's hard for me not to see him as worthy of a top 20 selection. Even if he isn't put in that secondary ball handler or pick and roll creator role from the jump, I think he's got good enough feel and versatility to contribute in a lot of ways, and we saw some of that at the Combine. If we were to get a Cam Johnson type of surprise in this draft, he's 100% my pick for it.
O'Shea gonna be the first, so I'll forever be the second. Who rep Lamar Park is something you ain't got a question. They like, damn, grown up, better than we expect.
You can sit up on my show.